Before our days were filled with scrolling, streaming, and endless notifications, there was silence and simplicity. There was a time when connection didn't mean signal bars or Wi-Fi passwords. It meant real laughter, warm voices, and time spent with people right beside you. The world before Wi-Fi was slower, softer, and full of moments that we didn't feel the need to record. We didn't have smartphones in our pockets. We had marbles, bicycles, cassette tapes, and imagination. The evenings were quieter, the friendships deeper, and fun came without the need for electricity. So today we're taking a step back in time to rediscover 10 beautiful ways people had fun before Wi-Fi. Let's rewind to an era when joy was measured not by clicks or likes, but by memories that stayed. Number 1. Neighborhood adventures and backyard games. Back then, the outdoors was the entertainment system. Kids didn't need digital worlds. They built their own with sticks, chalk, and boundless imagination. Every neighborhood had its landmarks: the biggest tree for climbing, the street light that signaled time to go home, and the one yard everyone was slightly afraid to enter. Games like tag, hide and seek, hopscotch, and kick the can were legendary. You'd spend the whole day running, laughing, and inventing new rules nobody could quite agree on. And when someone yelled, "One more round," everyone stayed, because fun wasn't something you could pause and save for later. Those evenings smelled like freshly cut grass, echoed with laughter, and ended with dirty sneakers by the door. No Wi-Fi required, just good friends, fresh air, and a never-ending sense of adventure. Number 2. Radio nights. Long before podcasts and playlists, families gathered around the radio, their window to the world. It was the center of the living room, glowing softly as familiar voices filled the air. From baseball games to mystery dramas and the newest hits on AM radio, the airwaves brought everyone together. People didn't skip songs. They waited, hoping their favorite tune would come next. You'd hear a DJ's voice between songs, full of personality. Someone who felt like a friend even though you'd never met. And when a song you loved came on, you ran to press record on your cassette deck, praying nobody spoke over the intro. Those radio nights were magical. They taught us patience, sparked imagination, and gave us stories that still echo in our memories. Number 3. Family game nights. Before smartphones pulled us apart, board games pulled us together. Monopoly boards stretched across the table, cards shuffled and dealt, dice rolled and bounced off every corner. There were arguments over rules, laughter that filled the room, and one person who always got too competitive. Every family had their favorite: Scrabble, Life, Clue, or Uno. There was no online matchmaking, no leaderboards, only real smiles and teasing across the table. It didn't matter who won because the best part wasn't the game, it was the company. That simple joy of togetherness is something even the strongest Wi-Fi signal can't replicate. Number 4. Bike rides. For most kids, the bicycle was the first taste of freedom. It was your ticket out of the driveway, into the neighborhood, and toward adventure. You didn't check your phone for directions. You just followed the wind. The sound of baseball cards fluttering in the spokes, the smell of summer air, and that one long ride to nowhere in particular, that was happiness. You'd race down hills with no helmets, no fear, and no idea that these were the best days of your life. Bikes weren't just transportation, they were time machines. Every pedal took you farther from home and closer to growing up. Number 5. Drive-in movies. Before streaming, there was the glow of a drive-in screen under a summer sky. Families packed cars with blankets, popcorn, and sodas, while teenagers loaded up convertibles with friends and dreams. The projector light danced through the night, flickering over smiling faces and fogged-up windshields. Cartoons played before the main feature, and the sound came from tiny speakers that hung on car windows. If you were lucky, you caught a double feature. 2 movies for the price of one, and memories that lasted a lifetime. Drive-ins weren't just about the films. They were about belonging to a moment in time that felt endlessly alive. Number 6. Reading and storytelling. Adventures on paper. Books weren't just entertainment. They were portals. Every page was a world, every character a friend. You could spend an entire afternoon lost in the adventures of Tom Sawyer, Nancy Drew, or the Hardy Boys. Libraries were sanctuaries, quiet, dusty, and full of dreams waiting on the shelves. Parents read bedtime stories by the soft glow of a lamp, their voices painting pictures no screen ever could. Reading taught imagination, patience, and curiosity, the kind of joy that doesn't depend on Wi-Fi bars or data speed. Number 7, picnics, parks, and Sunday outings. Weekends used to mean one thing: family time outdoors. A checkered blanket, a wicker basket, sandwiches wrapped in wax paper, and a radio playing old tunes. Families gathered under oak trees, tossing frisbee, sharing lemonade, and enjoying the simple pleasure of sunlight. There were no selfies or filters, just real smiles, shared meals, and laughter that carried across the breeze. Those moments of stillness were life's reset button, a gentle pause before Monday came again. Number 8, mixtapes and home recordings. Before Spotify playlists, people made mixtapes, and each one told a story. You'd sit by the radio for hours, finger on the record button, waiting for that perfect song to capture a feeling. You'd label the cassette in neat handwriting, maybe decorate it, then give it to someone special. A mixtape wasn't just a playlist. It was an emotion pressed into magnetic tape. Every song choice mattered. Every track order told a secret. And when that cassette finally tangled in the player, it felt like your heart did too. The mixtape era was proof that music, when shared with love, could outlive any format. Number 9, DIY hobbies, crafts, and simple creations. When boredom struck, creativity answered. People built model airplanes, painted, knitted, or worked on puzzles that took days to complete. Fathers tinkered in garages. Mothers sewed curtains or scrapbooks. Kids built forts from cardboard boxes. Hands stayed busy, not on screens, but on projects that made something real. Every creation carried pride, a sense of "I made this." It wasn't about posting or showing off. It was about doing. That's what made those moments timeless. They belonged only to you. Number 10, talking, laughing, and simply being together. When the power went out, nobody panicked. They gathered candles, maybe made hot cocoa, and talked. Not through texts or emojis, but through stories, glances, and laughter. Grandparents told tales of their youth. Parents reminisced about their first date. Kids listened wide-eyed. Those evenings were slow and golden. A kind of warmth no screen could ever match. There were no distractions, no alerts, just the sound of people being present. And that might just be the truest connection of all. Life before Wi-Fi wasn't about what we lacked. It was about what we had. Time, togetherness, simplicity. We weren't offline, we were alive. If you remember those days or wish you could have lived them, give this video a like, share your favorite memory in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more nostalgic journeys through time, because sometimes the best way to reconnect is to unplug.